Folks, if you've been on my YouTube channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of Coursera. I love to learn, and I've used it for years to take really interesting courses to help skill up, advance my career, and grow my income. And believe it or not, there are people out there that love learning even more than I do. And if this even maybe sounds like you, or if you're at all interested or curious, and you want unlimited access, that is no limits to access, to 3,000 plus courses offered on Coursera, then keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to introduce you to Coursera PLUS. Stay tuned. Hey folks, Richard Walls here, helping you with career development and personal finance. And if either of those two topics interest you, then consider subscribing down below and hitting the notification bell so you get notified of when I post new content. So with that said, let's get to it. Now let me first start off by explaining what Coursera PLUS is and how you can go about finding it on the Coursera website. And then I'll deep dive into what you get out of it, but also what you don't get, because there are some important exclusions. And well, I mean, they may or may not be important depending on what courses you're looking for or wanting to take, but you'll want to be aware of them anyway. And finally, is it worth it? And how can you get the most value out of Coursera PLUS? So let's start. What is Coursera PLUS? Coursera PLUS is a subscription model where you pay monthly or even yearly, and you get unlimited access to 3,000 plus courses on Coursera, which is the majority of their content. And if you want to check it out, I've got a link in the description below that you can click into either now while you're watching this video, or preferably after you watch this video where I describe everything you're about to see and also clarify some additional items. Now, what this really means though, Coursera PLUS and the paid subscription model, is that you get access to all these courses, but you also have the ability to earn certificates, which certificates are something you would have to pay for each individual course or specialization that you do. So instead of paying money for one specialization or one course and earning the certificate, you can pay this one subscription fee every month or monthly or even yearly, and you have access to all these courses and you can earn certificates and go about it that way. Now, to be clear, you can actually access pretty much all of these courses for free. You can get the content. You may not have access to certain elements of certain courses, but you have access to the content, and that's what the audit feature. And I explain in a separate video, which you'll find a link in the description below or in the card above, how to go about getting some of that content, or at least looking at that content for free. But the paid portion really is the ability to earn those certificates. And really what a certificate is, if you're not familiar with the model here, is that it's a verifiable certificate of completion, that you've completed these courses, you've verified your identity with Coursera, and Coursera gives you, or at least sends you, a certificate after you've earned it. And this is something you can promote on your resume or on LinkedIn. Now, ordinarily, to earn a certificate for any given course, you're starting at either some flat rate fee of $49, and of course it depends on the course or specialization, which specializations, by the way, are a series of courses that are designed to be taken over a few months. And those can be anywhere from $49 to $79 per month. Now here's where we will talk about pricing and make some pricing comparisons, but do make sure to stay till the end of this video, because I'm going to give you some tips on how to really maximize your return on investment for Coursera PLUS. So $59 a month is the cost of a monthly subscription, which is a better value off the bat, and you can cancel at any time. Or you can do $3.99 for the year, which equates to about $33 per month, which is an even better value if you have a more long-term plan or a series of courses or specializations you want to pursue. And I think there are additional discounts for people that hit the like button on this video. Unconfirmed rumor, it may or may not be true, but in case it is, safest thing to do is just hit that like button, especially if you're getting value out of this video, and I would greatly appreciate it. It would help my channel quite a bit. So I think you have a general idea of what you get out of it, but let's get a bit more specific. And the reason for that is that there is some really valuable content that is not included. Now you can find that here under what is included in Coursera Plus, so you know you have access to most of the courses, but it shows here that certain content is excluded, as well as degrees and master track certificate programs. Luckily, there's a handy link that shows an exhaustive list of content. So this will show you really all the universities and organizations you are able to access. And at the very bottom, a list of exclusions, which is fairly limited, but if you had in mind to complete courses from any of these universities or to complete some of the professional certificates found here, then yeah, you just won't get that here. So this is something really important if you're going into this thinking, I'm gonna do Coursera Plus and I'm gonna take all these IBM courses as an example, you're gonna be out of luck. These are not included. So definitely take a look here first, make sure what you're wanting is not excluded. Now, when you look at what all this offers, I'd say the $59 per month or even the $3.99 a year is a really good value if you go into the subscription with a structured game plan. This means that before you start the subscription, have in mind what specializations or courses you want to take. Then you'll want to set a timeline for when you will be completing all these courses, and you have to make sure to stick to them. Now, in my opinion, to really get the most value out of this, I'd recommend looking into at least 3 specializations or professional certificates that you will be taking throughout the year. So if you think about completing one specialization once a quarter, I mean, really you've got a whole nother quarter to work with, but really you have some buffer there. Think about it though in terms of specializations take around 3 months, give or take. Now, if you do the yearly plan, you'll of course spend even less. Just for some quick math, $50 per month for any individual specialization, most of which take about 3 months. Multiply that by 9, that comes out to $450. And this is compared to the annual plan of $399. So again, the value that you get of just taking one specialization or 3 individual specializations compared to the annual subscription, you're coming out better with the Coursera Plus subscription. Now, there are plenty of other ways to get even more benefit out of this, more return on investment, and some fairly obvious. The whole thing is, if you've got this monthly subscription and in that time, you can take as many courses as you want. So the more coursework you can fit into a shorter period of time, the better off you'll be. And depending on which subscription you go with, you've got a lot of flexibility. And if you can really focus on a few different specializations and get them knocked out pretty quickly, it's going to be a net benefit for you. One example to think about is to maybe select 2 specializations and complete them both in 3 months. So you'll effectively get 2 for the price of 1, even if you did the monthly plan at $59 a month, and then you just cancel after the 3 months. But you also need to be realistic about your schedule and what you're able to accomplish in any set period of time, because you have to consider what you have going on in life, at work, and many other obligations that you might have. You don't want to burn out doing this. So that's why I think a 1 specialization per quarter is usually pretty ideal. I think that's a fairly healthy pace for the average person. Folks, let me know down in the comments below if Coursera Plus seems like something that you would want to do. And if so, what specializations or courses do you have your eye on that you want to look into and take advantage of this really good value of the subscription to take all these courses? Let me know down in the comments below which ones those are, and if you already are part of Coursera Plus, if you're in the subscription program, I would love to hear your experience and see what classes you've taken. So again, would love to hear those comments, and if there's any questions, feel free to drop those down below as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.